And there we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, which means it is Zoom time. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast here of North America. And tonight, as we do every single Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to bring you a little bit closer to what really our community is about, how we make the money here, the culture we're creating, and certainly the products which are truly life-changing. Now, my name is Joe, and I'm kind of like, I'm a seasoned veteran of our industry. I've been doing this professionally for over 20 years. That's how I have fed my family. Some years we've been, it's been a little bit leaner than others, but by and large, it's been a very robust experience for myself, and we're willing to share that experience with you. You know, in my journey, I really realized the importance of personal development. It is the most important thing if you really want to achieve great results in your direct selling environment. You know, it's Eric Worre. He's the author of GoPro. That's his brand. I recommend that you check him out, GoPro. What he says, and I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially he says, that when you become successful, when you achieve your goal in network marketing, the greatest gift that you'll receive on that journey, way bigger than the money, the greatest gift is the person that you must become in order to realize true success. And that is absolutely true. Okay, you really have to develop yourself personally if you want to grow professionally. And that's one of the things I really love about our experience here in U-Economy. I'm about to introduce Peter Wolfing. He is the creator, he is the CEO, he is the guy responsible for U-Economy. And success leaves clues. There's a reason that I'm here, because I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to become better every single day, kind of like Tom Brady, which incidentally, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday to Tom Brady, a 40-year-old quarterback. But you always go, my own personal philosophy in order to get better is you emulate the people who are really making things happen. And that's why I am here right now, okay? Peter Wolfing is a remarkable character, and I use the word character. The guy's funny, he's got a big heart. And like if you were with us a couple of weeks ago, he was broadcasting from a hot tub on a cruise ship in the middle of the Atlantic. It's the true story. But Peter has extraordinary results. He's got a track record that is second to none, 20 years, just about 19 years in direct selling, responsible for nearly 2 million people in direct selling network marketing companies. And it's more than just the 2 million people. Consider their families and their neighborhoods. And then there's $400 million that have been paid out in commission, real money put into the economy, really having an influence. Peter Wolfing is an amazing character. He also, most of the content, most of the stuff that you're going to learn about, and when you become a student, the things that you're going to learn, the teaching is primarily coming out of the noodle of Peter Wolfing. Peter, come on out here, man. I'm really excited to hear what you have to share with us this evening. And later, stick around because we're going to hear from a couple other people. We'll have some guests. And incidentally, if any of you would like to jump out, feel free to raise your hand and we'll see if we can get to you. But Peter, I'm going to give it over to you, and I'm
all right.
Taking notes.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I want to kind of virtually shake your hand on this webinar, this Zoomcast. And just really, every time I come on these calls, I don't have a script. I just want to speak right from the heart and let you know what's going on, what I'm feeling on the inside, what I'm seeing in the marketplace. And I always think, what value can I pass on to you today? How can I reach through the screen and give you that little golden nugget that might be able to get you from point A to point B to maybe at the end of this Zoomcast to say, hey, I think I really can do that. And so today I thought maybe we would do a little bit of a more relaxed call, more of a call where we'll answer specific questions about maybe what we think people are thinking about, and this way we can answer specific things that maybe you want to know. And so I'll try to cover quite a bit of that today and see if I can speak to your heart and to be able to show you a little bit about what we feel that the U-Economy can be for people and what we feel that it's destined to become in the marketplace. So let me start by giving and kind of setting the table for what I feel that the economy is and what the stage as far as entrepreneurship is set for here in the world. We're in a very, very unique time right now. And this unique time is so special that never before in human history have we been in a time that it'll give the average person a way to make above average income in record time, to be able to achieve their dreams and go up there and grab their dreams quicker, faster than anything else before. Just because of this little machine here, okay, that you can have a business that can span the globe and be able to do it from the moment you sign up into our program with the U Economy because of technology. And you can span across borders, and it will allow you to be able to set yourself apart from the traditional job situation and what you've been taught in the cookie cutter type approach that the job and educational platforms that we're used to are being taught to us. And with this system that we have here, we want to create kind of like a financial cocoon for you, if you will. So this way you can be independent and you can join and become your own economy. Because right now in history, in the way we have everything coming together, the internet, the information superhighway as they call it, the technology with social media, with what's happening with this computer here that we have, the power that we have there, and the products and the community that we have with the culture that we have here, that we're ready to and willing to share our knowledge with you. You can go from here to here like this, lickety split fast. And all you really need to do is put forth the effort to be able to do that and learn. And we're willing to teach you how to be able to get there as long as you put forth the effort. Now, with this system itself, this is not something that we just dreamt up yesterday. This is, yes, it's a new program, a new company, because it is a new company, but we decided to open it up as a new company because we felt it was going to far eclipse anything that we did in the past, and that we have our parent company, Multiplex, which has been in business for 19 years. Next week, it's going to be 19 years old. That's amazing. Victor, how long is that in in internet years? That's like 65 million years, isn't it?
The internet year is about a quarter, so that means you're about 50 years old in internet years.
So that is 19 years is amazing in this industry, and that we've been there really practically since day one, as far as when the internet really got its stride going on. I've been in the networking field since 1990, but during the first few years, maybe up until 1998, the internet was kind of really just kind of not so good. You know, you get a cell phone and they say, hey, get this web plan. You try to type in, it take like 5 minutes for a page to load. So it really wasn't there yet. But as we started to evolve, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, I started seeing the writing on the wall to be able to remold the BizOp type of space, okay, the internet type of space. And it was a wonderful article that was written about myself, that someone coined what we were doing and our company as the Uber of network marketing. And this was, we were doing this, wow, 17 years ago, after we started our company, 18 years ago, 16 years ago, around that area, where we started to say, listen, why does it have to be this way? We just started questioning everything. And Victor, and Joe, that in business and entrepreneurship, you've got to question everything. You just can't take it for granted. And that's how you grow and you expand your mind and you become aware of other things, and things happen. You make mistakes, you grow, you make mistakes, you grow, and you get better and better. And we decided to deconstruct how an online business can run to make it more efficient. And we said, well, why does a company have to collect the money? Why does it have to be a physical product? Why? And so we did that. We deconstructed. When I was in the food business, I have a culinary degree and my parents had a restaurant. We used to do that all the time. We used to say, okay, this is a recipe. This is a classic recipe. And you can see it on the chef shows on TV, where they take a recipe and the ingredients and then they separate them and deconstruct them and combine them differently. And you're like, I had no idea that this was even that recipe, because they did it totally different. Well, we did that here in the network marketing business space, where we deconstructed the major components of how a business could be run. The products, the compensation plan, the flow at which the money was going, and we trimmed all the fat off. And we said, we can run an amazing business with 10 employees. We can run a $100 million business, which we did last year, with under 10 employees, without a brick and mortar office. That's what we call a cloud-based company. Why do we need a brick and mortar office? It really didn't need that. And back then, we would be fighting with banks all the time because they couldn't get it through their head. They didn't understand that cloud-based mentality wasn't really in vogue right back then, but now it is. So now it's like companies like Uber, like Airbnb, one of the biggest, or if not the biggest hotel type of companies out there, they don't own a single room or a single hotel. Uber, the biggest car service company in the world, do they own a single car? The members or the people that run the cars own the cars. So that's the way things are, and we've been doing that for almost 20 years. So that's why we say the Uber of network marketing is we decided we're able to mold it the way we want it to be run and run more efficiently. Now, we've been doing that for almost 20 years now. And Joe gave you the numbers, 2 million people, almost $500 million in commissions earned by the members. And to be doing it more efficiently than anybody else. And it also said in there that traditional ways of doing business were just way too slow for me. So we want to be able to plug you into this and put into hyperdrive your business. So we say in business, there's business vehicles that you can join to accelerate how you can make money. Now, one business vehicle is the job vehicle. You can do a linear income, right? You trade time for money, 1 hour for an hour, 1 week for a week, month for month, and that's what they call a linear style income. That's one vehicle, okay? We're taught from that how to do that from the day we start school all the way through, and it's a worker farm mentality in school. That was, taught by the moguls of the day back then because they needed workers to work in their factories. So this way they created the school system to put people through that system to be able to go work for them. And over time, it ended up being that, hey, it's a worker farm. We're pushed through this system. We're told what we have to study, what the grades we have to get, when we have to go to school, when we don't, before that, it was all apprenticeships. Now it's this type of worker farm system, and by the time you go there, if you're lucky enough to go to college and you go to these different degrees that they have, you're going to be in some serious debt. It's a big problem with student debt, and forget about it. You cannot get out of that debt. There's no way you can go bankrupt with it. It's there, okay? And they know once you have a PhD or a master's, they got you because you're probably $100,000, $200,000 in debt. So when they hire you, they're almost like you're an indentured servant, and then they're just going to pay you just enough to pay off that, start to pay off that little bit. By the time you even maybe get to retire at 65, 70, 75, you can't because you're going through a system that's broken. And what we want to do here is we want to say, listen, we have a better way. You can keep what you're doing, keep your JOB if you need to. There's a place for it, okay? There's a place for that style of business, that way, that vehicle, but it doesn't have to be that way. And we want to open people's eyes. And on my trainings, my U-Mentor trainings that we do, which is one of our products, I talk a lot about awareness, being aware that things are available out there. And one of the things that we teach our people to do is to help people to be aware that things are available for them. Most people don't even know things like that we're talking about tonight are even existing. So we want to show them that the possibility is there for them, that they can reach extreme heights in their income. They can grow as a person to be able to become a better person at the same time, the person you become when you're doing this. It's not just about the money. It's about growing as a person overall, being part of a community that has a purpose and a cause, and we certainly do have that. And by doing that, you can be part of this community to do that. So getting off of that linear income, we're going to show you a different financial vehicle that has what we call leverage to it. Okay, there's other things with leverage. Robert Kiyosaki talks about all these different things, real estate, stock market, opening up your own business, things like that. My parents opened up a restaurant business. After 5 years, they lost everything. Their house, everything was gone. And that's traditional business. And people are like, well, hey, it happens. Well, that's true. It happens. And that's, they're the norm more than anything else. And then if you're lucky enough to break even after 2 to 5 years, if you're lucky enough, and most of them would love to break even after 5 years and they can't, or they just go out of business because that's the way business is. It's full of risk. Look at the show Shark Tank or The Profit. I love The Profit. You go to Shark Tank, you come out right back, you have a great idea. You go over there, you say, I got this great idea, and Mr. Wonderful is going to rip you to shreds. Do you have an original product? How much somebody's going to knock you off? Do you have money for inventory? Do you have accounting? Do you have all these different things that are involved there? Just because you have a great idea doesn't mean you're going to be able to make money. So the entrepreneurship, I think it's starting to be cool to be an entrepreneur, but I think still people are a little shy of it because they still they don't know what to do next. And with our U Economy business, we're going to show you everything how to do it. It's like a digital franchise. A digital franchise is where we're going to teach you exactly what we're doing without the franchise price tag. I mean, we kind of coined it a digital franchise. It's not a franchise in a technical term where you're going to be paying royalties and things like that. I mean a franchise in that we have a proven system, a blueprint for success. You just have to follow the blueprint. We provide the hosting, the website, the programming, the products, the customer support, the tech support, the conference calls, the tools. Everything is available for you. And then all you have to do is talk to people. And all you have to do is send people to amazing funnels that Victor will talk about a little bit later on that are going to show you the business. Is going to pull you right along through a very systematic approach to be able to show them, not you, but them, what it's about, how it's doing, and try to answer the questions that we know people are thinking about all the time. Can this work for me? Can I do this? And is this something that I can see myself doing? And going through that process by the videos is going to tell 98% of the story for you. And all you do at that point is answer any remaining questions or say, listen, how can I help you with any questions you may have? Great, let's get started. This is what you do next. Duplicate this simple process, and then you're off and running. And with our compensation plan, it's amazing. It just maximizes everything. You're getting paid maximum money for the same amount of time and effort you would put in something else. And you can go from the outhouse to the penthouse like that, literally, with the different levels that we have as far as dollar amounts, outhouse to the penthouse. Imagine that. And so we have the best compensation structure to get you with as little amount of people as possible to hero type of income. We call it the lifestyle income. But also we have a monthly system, which is legacy income. That's called our U-Crew system. And we have the cash flow system, which is the marketplace, which is for the masses. It's the lower dollar amount. So this way the masses can get started, get that cash flow going. So we have the leverage of the cash flow, we have the legacy money, and we have the lifestyle money. Three very important components that you need to be able to have a well-rounded income source for yourself in the U Economy system. So we're going to allow you to teach what you know. You're going to allow us to teach you what we know, and then provide it in our system. We give you everything else at that point. Before I pass it off to Victor, I just want to show one or two things so you can see a little bit about what I'm talking about. This here is one of our products. Okay, this is the U Digital, and this is called the Digital Millionaire. And this is one part of 13 parts that we're adding to the U Digital section. This is a $3,000 product. And this is where we teach you everything that we know, and specifically everything that I know about the digital market, how to be able to take products and mold them to what you see fit as far as how you want to be able to make money. Do you want to take a product and maybe take some of this product here that you see going down? You want to take some of these and maybe make a video blog, make your own video? Do you want to do tweets? Do you want to do Facebook posts? This information is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. You can slap your name on it. You can do whatever you want with it, okay? So you can do all this. You can print it as a book if you want to print it as a book. It's totally up to you how you want to do this. This is in a Microsoft Word document. We also give you Photoshop files if you want to be able to get in and do that. We'll show you places that you can go to have all this done for you if you want to do that. If you're not Photoshop, if you're Photoshop intolerant, you can have somebody else do it, right? We have things that you can do to be able to do that, but we prefer to teach you how to do it. So, hey, I'm not a professional at it, but I know the basics enough to get by to really be dangerous, and I just did it through trial and error. This works, this doesn't, this works, this doesn't. And this is just one part of 13 parts we're going to give you. So a complete turnkey product. And we'll show you how to do everything that you need to know to be able to have a product. So when you're done with this course, you have a ready-made product. You can put it on a DVD. You can sell it. You can put it somewhere else on different websites. You can create your own website and sell it. Do whatever you want. And also, we're going to be able to show you live field testing, which I'm doing right now, and we'll have that next week, is a field test in a live environment on how I take digital products and mold them and change them and sell someone else's product, because you don't always have to have your own product. You can sell somebody else's product and, and pull in $1,000, $2,000 in 4 or 5 days. So we're going to show you a field test experience on how that works. That'll be next week. And we'll do that live right on a Zoomcast like this to the people that are in the digital section. And we'll put that as a course recorded in there for you to be able to see how it's done. So with the U Academy and all the different products that we have here in the U Academy, it's more about making you independent, creating that cocoon around there for you. And you're not going to learn it all in one shot, but you're going to learn it in little bite-sized pieces, the mentorship, the digital, the branding, all these different things you're going to learn. So this way you become independent and you become unstoppable. No matter where you go, no matter where they put you, you can make money. And that's the goal of the U Academy and U Digital and U Economy as a whole, is to make you unstoppable. So this way you have what it takes. You have the skills and the knowledge to be able to really do anything. I've made, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars with digital products, okay? Because I feel that digital products is where it's at. Once I create a product, I can sell it 1,000,000 times, and it's the same cost to me. So the cost of the product versus the reward is immense. So we'll go over all of that, what these terms mean, and so on, and give it to you in bite-sized pieces. So this way, you'll have a working product. You'll see how it works in the real world, and then you'll be able to do that as well too. So that's just one product, and this is a sample of one of the audios, and we put these together as a PowerPoint. So we have it in audio format. We have it in Microsoft Word format, and we also have it merged together as a PowerPoint slide, so you have a whole video system, and you can see that. So I'm going to play just 30 seconds here so you can kind of hear what I'm talking about. And this is me giving an overview of the course, okay, me reading it, but we have a professional speaker do it in the U Digital, because I wanted to show you how you can leverage speakers to do that stuff where you don't have to do it. Because if you saw me do everything on all of 13 modules, you're like, oh, I got to do that. No, you don't have to do it. You can if you want, but there's many places you can hire to do it for very, very inexpensive, abroad or domestic, and you can have them do it for you as well too. But here we go. Hey, thanks for listening. This is a live call, and we're going to be going over the U Digital method of digital entrepreneurship entitled Digital Millionaire. This is one of many products to come, but this is a multi-part series, so we'll just go and explore just the beginning of what it takes to become a digital entrepreneur. All right, guys, so that's just a section here, but we go into digital entrepreneurship and the digital millionaire to show you how that works. So, guys, I don't want to hit too much on the digital, but we just only have time to focus on one area of what we have to offer here with the U Economy, U Academy, U Digital, and U Marketplace and U Crew. So as you see, we brand everything with the letter U, because the letter U represents for us, not just me, but us and everybody in the program, families, people, and the responsibility that we have as a company to be able to supply the best world-class product, service, and company to those people, because they're living, breathing people that we care about. And everybody is part of the whole for the U Economy, and all ideas and values and information are shared amongst everyone, and the best comes out, which makes everyone better. So guys, it is amazing the different things that we have here for U Academy and U Digital, and of course the company is U Economy. So let me get off my soapbox here for a little moment. I'm going to share with some other people. Let me pass it over to Victor, if you can unmute your line and go into a little bit about what you bring to the table, what you see for the U Economy, and also a little bit about your funnels.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. I've been involved with technology for, oh gosh, maybe 20, 25 years, very, very long time. And what we're working on is making it really, really simple for people to convert cold traffic from the internet into warm leads. Like someone knows you, they can relate to you. When you pick up the phone and talk to them, they already know who you are. These are the tactics and strategies that I'm bringing to the table and sharing in a series of trainings inside of U Brand. Now, we have a question here that Liz is on my team. She says, so many similar programs out there and new ones every day. It gets confusing and overwhelming and try to decide and choose which ones are right for you. How is U Economy different and better than Peter's other programs or other programs out there in the marketplace? And I just want to pass that back to you, Peter, before I go into sharing a little bit more about why we're producing industry-breaking averages. I shared with you today that we know now that 97.5% of the people who respond to the funnel system are on mobile devices, and that out of those people, 37.5% sign up for a coaching call, compared to like a 5%, which is the industry average. So that is a multiple improvement over what everyone else is doing out there in the industry in converting cold traffic into warm traffic. And I think that's one of the things that we have going for us. But I think the biggest thing, I'll answer the question, then I'll pass to you, is it's your mentorship. I mean, having you as a mentor has helped my business grow. It's helped me grow as a person. It's allowed me to also take some of the tactics and strategies that I've been studying most of my adult life and connect with someone who's actually been in the field. You know, you've been in the military. I read a lot of military books. I read books about tactics and strategies because I know that success in business requires strategy and tactics. And that's the kind of things that you get that you don't really get anywhere else. I see everyone else is selling the dream without the substance. We give you the substance in order for you to live your own dreams.
Right, yeah, there's something sizzle without the steak. There's sizzle without the steak, right? You know, and one of the things about the funnels that you were saying is that we measure everything. So this is just tip of the iceberg. We're going to keep on tweaking it and making it better. So we're going to have incredible industry averages, even much higher than what we have right now. But that's a dynamite question. I love that question. I think it was Liz that answered it, that asked the question. And Victor answered a little bit about some of what I was going to mention on there as well, too, is that one thing that makes us different is the content that we're providing for people. It's not just other people's products. It is original products that we're providing, so that this way we're going to be giving you much greater value from actual field experience that we're doing. So it's not just, okay, we bought some stuff and put it in there. Now, I have other programs that we run as far as our parent company and things like that, that we have other programs that use other people's products, people's companies that we've purchased the rights for, things like that. But what makes You Economy different is where I can actually come out and do what I love to do, which is teach. And so I love to teach and provide and pass on the knowledge that I've accumulated in almost 30 years of doing this, and that I've been able to make millions of dollars doing. So when I'm able to go out and actually do that and pass this on there, how much is that worth? So we ask you, how much is that worth? It's not worth $49.95, right? So it's the actual experience of me doing it that we're passing on to you. And we want to give you the cliff notes of this experience so you don't have to spend 27 years figuring it out. We're going to give it to you so this way you can do that in a very short period of time and allow you to also refer other people, which also are going to be able to generate you some significant income doing it. So that's a big thing that separates ourselves from other programs. The other thing that separates ourselves, and I gave you the background, is that hey, we're not a startup. We've been doing this a long time. So you have the knowledge and the comfort to know that when we put things together, we're going to have it built for a long period of time. Not that we're never going to have problems. That always happens. I mean, that goes with the territory. But what happens is most programs, when they have problems, they're like, bye-bye, because they're not familiar with the industry. So we know going in that nothing is ever a smooth sail. It's always this way. You know, you go in with a plan A, B, and C, and D. And as you go through it, you navigate the minefields of business, and you become better as a result of that. And that's how we've been able to stay in business for 19 years, because we're, as I learned in the Marine Corps, you go over it, under it, around it, through it sometimes, whatever it takes to be able to make it happen. And you just don't say, well, hey, I give up, I'm out of here. You know, so it's important. And that's a very big intangible factor compared to, say, other programs out there. Now, I never ever build my programs on saying negative things about other companies. I love the industry, and I will never ever do that. So all I can say is what we're doing and how we can be different than other things out there that I see. And people have to feel comfortable with doing that. And I think eventually they're going to they'll see that, you know, as a viable way to be able to pick a company that we have. And we're also going to be going into the regular space, okay? Not just the internet digital space, but we're going to be expanding out into the real market because we have real products with real value, and we'll go into the regular market where we'll have meetings and we'll have live events and we're having all these different things going on other than just selling what we have based on the BizOp, okay? Most of the other programs that you have out there, because the product doesn't have as much substance, they sell it based on the money only. Yes, we have great income, but we're selling it based on education. We are first and foremost an education company, like kind of I call it like a secondary education company, and that happens to pay a lot of money to people. So rather than the flip side. So we want to be first known as that, an education company, and that's going to make us stand the test of time. It's going to make us stand against any scrutiny that's out there. And this way, we're going to be able to be around for 20, 30, 40 years. And this way, when you build your business, then you're going to know that going in. And when you introduce it to other people, then you can have full confidence that, hey, this company's been around for almost 19 years. So, and they've done this, and they have this many people, and they paid out this much commission. So when you say tell that to people, hey, you know, past performance is never indicative of future results, but hey, it's a pretty good indicator. It really is. So hopefully that answered the question that someone asked. Again, a great question. So let me, Joe, if you can come on out, let's answer some other questions here that we could possibly answer to help some people out. And if someone has any other questions, we can do that. And I think we have some guest speakers as well, too. I think Susan's out there as well.
Yeah, Susan, if you're listening right now, get ready. I'm going to be pulling you out here. And if I just may add, Peter, to something that you were just sharing with about these other companies that are out there, because it is a congested space. It's actually about to get even more tight. You know, coming into what is probably the busiest season in our industry comes up starting in September. So there will be a lot more stuff coming at you. If you have subscribed to stuff, if you're on a list, get ready for your inbox to be filled. That's just the nature of the business. And the thing that is really unique about this, as Peter said, is the proprietary nature of the goods, of the products. You see, from my point of view, and the companies that Liz mentioned in here, I know who these companies are, and most of them are gone. I'm not going to name them, but most of them, they've run their course and they're gone. So what happens when the companies are gone? You know, that's the time for you to actually have the skill and have the knowledge to take care of your own economy. You know, and this is the truth. Most people, let's face it, people just want it done for you. Most people, you know, the 97%, they're watching TV right now. They're not here, right? That's most people. But we play at a different level. This is like the 3% of the people. This is something completely different. And when you, and the money is huge here, but when you really take advantage of the education for real, you're going to have the ability to just, whatever happens, if something did happen to you economy, you would have the wherewithal, you would have the knowledge to continue going. And I am a test case. You know, I've been around for a long time. Obviously, the white hair. And I was, and incidentally, you said 25 years, Victor. So in internet years, is that like 100? Are you a centurion? 25?
Yes. I feel like a centurion. Almost like Battlestar Galactica.
But my point is that, you know, Victor does some really intense training, and that's part of the U brand, another one of the course material that's coming up. And it's really intense. And I can testify because I am a volunteer. I'm like the test case. You know, as I said, I've been around for a long time. I was one of the first, probably in the first 30 days of Facebook, I had an account, and that's the truth. And I've always thought that Facebook was pretty much just a way to kill time, right? Cat pictures, angry cat, mama. Remember the woman with put the mask on, and she became famous.
Chewbacca mask, yeah.
Yeah, Good Morning America. Well, that's what I thought it was, and that's really, you know, and it's kind of like quicksand. You ever get into Facebook, and before you know it, 5, 10, 20 minutes goes by, and your eyes are just like this, and you're watching all this video content. And
can I give you a tip?
Yes.
Use a timer.
See, but let me go.
Minutes. You got to dive in there 15 minutes and go out into the backyard or go hug a tree and then come back to it. Because I was doing a tactic today on a campaign. It took me 9 minutes to do that. And then something came in, an email came in, or Skype came in, and pretty soon it was like half an hour. And I said, wait a second. The actual work that I did was 9 minutes long, but there was all that other stuff that came in from the internet. So use a timer, 15 minutes, take a break. Well, your marketing is going to totally rock if you do it that way.
Well, I get that, but here's my point. Okay, so I volunteered to work with Victor, and he's been working, and we've been doing it twice a week on one of our platforms on Digital Wheaties. And it's a screen share, and Victor said, okay, Joe, we're going to assume you know nothing, basically. And I said, well, you're right. I don't know much, really. And so he said, okay, open up a browser and let me show you how to build a Facebook fan page. And we started from scratch, and I began building a Facebook fan page. And then he took me to a space in Facebook that allowed me to zero like a laser beam in on the exact person that I want to talk to. You know, I want to talk to people who have money. I don't want to hear I don't have any money. If I talk to somebody, I want them to know that they make 200 grand a year. I want people who are grown-ups. I want people who are aware of personal development, right? We went through a checklist of stuff, and we're still building it, right? We're still building it, but this is what U Academy is really all about. Right now, working with Victor, I'm going to be able to build a brand. And how about Peter? Peter's doing a workshop next week on cryptocurrency, where we're going to learn really like behind the scenes. Peter's a guy, I don't know, $1,500 in 24, 48 hours, making it happen. He's going to open up the playbook and show you exactly how this works. That, Liz, is the difference. Okay, this is really about real education, and it's about community. You know, you can come and you can watch as we have fun. Let Victor, he'll go 3 hours, man. And it's going to be edited down, you know, so when the course material is done, it's not going to be 3 hours, but there's a lot of crosstalk and dialogue. So that community aspect is different from any of these other companies that you have asked about. And I recommend that you take your time. What works for you, what feels right for you is where you should be. And I really, really I would suggest that if you take your time and you really dig deep, peel back the layers of the onion, you will see that U Economy is unique. And it's amazing. So let me see if Susan, she confessed to me that she was actually multitasking right now.
Yep, she's there.
Is she there? She doesn't have her hand in the air though. I want to make sure that let me send her a quick Skype. This is what I call multitasking. I'm going to shoot her over
I think I can probably promote her to.
Well, I just said calling you out,
but I don't see her here.
No, she's down there.
Yeah, she's there. I think I see her.
Yeah,
what's more technology? Isn't this amazing? This technology thing. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. Peter's in NYC. We got Victor all the way up there.
I'm in San Francisco. Oh, here she's raising.
Okay.
Yeah, I see her. She's at the top of the attendees list.
There she goes. Let me pull her out here.
Yeah, pull her out.
Okay, here she comes. Rejoining the webinar as a panelist. Okay. Yeah, I'm really, really excited about everything that's going on here. And Victor, I got to thank you for taking the time to work with me. Victor's been taking a little bit extra time. He's been working me and coaching me up today. He actually said to me, dude, you need some other content. It's really not working.
Yeah, you did a great job, though.
Yeah, well,
that spoke right into the camera, and those videos are already up on Facebook right now.
All right. Susan.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm laughing here. Is she there? She admitted she's multitasking. Yes, I'm sorry. I was listening, though. I was making supper and listening.
Now, Susan, I know that you are a veteran. We heard your story a couple of weeks ago. Your background, intensive care nurse. Then you went through some physical challenges, and I love your determination. I don't think anyone, maybe they've heard the story about your daughter telling your toes that they have to get better. You know, it's a remarkable, remarkable story. It speaks to your resiliency. But I also know that you're like really, really good marketing top-tier programs on the internet. So what say you about this U Economy stuff? Because you've seen many of that. Some of the ones that were in the question there, I know that you have hands-on experience with some of those. So what do you see here that's unique and different?
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for having me out here, first of all. And thank you for that question, Joe. As I'm making notes here, I was still making notes while I'm cooking and listening. I was actually going to go to that place. So great question. Referring back to Liz's question, what's different? I'm going to go there. And my journey in the last 6 years has been seeing what everyone is saying is missing, and trying myself to scramble and help solve those and be those solutions. And I could not do it alone. So when I first heard Peter's vision here, I was just exploding with, this is it. And the first simple answer to that is all in one place. So a lot of the problems that are out there and the missing pieces with a lot of the biz ops and the opportunities and the products is there's a piece here and a piece there, and it's missing culture, it's missing training. Like, where do people start? And is there something for beginners, intermediate, and advanced experienced marketers? Is the CEO and owner present and involved and interactive with the pulse on the community? That's rarely there. Here we have everything all in one place and evolving, and there's a pulse. I said pulse on purpose, the human aspect. A lot of our online business is missing the human interactive aspect, which leads to the culture. And it's that heartbeat that helps people feel safe. It attracts people, and people want to stay. Then all of that expands into even greater ripples. So it's all in one place: the education, the how-to, the valuable products, and the people. And there we go to that pulse. When back in growing up, my dad was a water well driller. He started drilling water wells in the horse-driven days. And then he bought his own rig and he expanded it into a business. And he taught me, speaking of strategies, and being strategic and on purpose back into the Army days, that's how he always thought. And he said, if you provide, you figure out what people need. What will people always need? Well, his answer to that question was water. People are always going to need water. So he chose, as an 18-year-old, that people are always going to need water. So if he learned the skill to provide people with water, he would never be without work. And that's true. So he worked towards mastering that and providing that service really well, and built relationships so that people would refer him and keep coming back every time and time again. So that's the similar, if we really bring it down to simplicity, that's what we're doing. Peter saw a vision of knowing, that knowingness of all of his 19 years plus of experience of what do people need? What's missing? What do people need? I'm going to provide that the best way possible. So that's to answer that question. In a lot of the opportunities, it's missing the human presence. And that's the very first thing that I felt when I came online. I started with affiliate products, which that's the part that I'm really excited about, the U Marketplace, because that is a huge part of selling products. But we have to make sure that there's the human aspect of communication, which is what we're doing right here, right? Mm-hmm. The feelings, the intonations, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be real, and people will come and they'll resonate with it. And part of that is sharing our stories. And like you said, the story about my daughter talking to my toes. And a lot of people talk about wanting to get away from the rat race and wanting to get out of the 9-to-5 and the jobs. But there's a large portion of our population that aren't in that realm. They're in a stuck realm. They don't know what their solution is. They've either had a stress, an injury, an illness, and they don't think that this profession is for them. They don't know. And that goes back to Peter when you were mentioning in the You Mentor awareness. To have a product that helps people realize and become aware that it's possible, that's going to touch on those people that are not even a target audience to so many. And that was me. That was me. And somebody from one of our Skype groups, somebody's calling.
Yes, it's from the leadership team. They're calling in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so our the varying pieces of our product speaks to all of these people, including those people that don't even know that this is an option. I literally built the first part of my business from bed with my laptop and my phone. I didn't know it was possible, but I had no other option, so I had to make it possible. So for those of you out there, if you're wondering, is it possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. And all the training is here. So thank you, Peter, again, for putting
everybody looks at it, they're like, is this internet thing possible? Just like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, what we want to do today is get you to a point that I think I can really do that. I think I can really do that. But most of them don't know what they don't know, right? And so we want to at least expose them to it to get them to a point where, wow, maybe I really do need to think think of a plan B, just in case my job is not that secure, just in case they love me, but they still have to cut me, and just in case, that type of thing. And it's amazing. Just before I switch it over here, I was queuing up something when Susan was talking, and we were talking about the digital space and what we're doing with the cryptocurrency. And I'll show you really a quick screen share here. This is my JV Zoo account that I'm going to be showing, and I'll be showing everyone on the Zoomcast next week. And let me just expand it here if I can find out how to do that. Okay, this is just today only, the $627 today in affiliate sales. This was yesterday on just that cryptocurrency only, okay? Now, in here, I'm going to show you how to navigate all this stuff here, but I'm just going to go over here and show you the last 7 days, even though this is only running for about 3 days. You hit refresh, and if you can see, how do I, let's see if I can get these up here. As you see up on the top, $2,047 in 3 days in commissions. That's net commissions, okay? And these are, and I'll go over what these are when I show you the whole system and things like that. But and this is all going to charity, by the way. So just want everybody to know that. So this is all going to my sister runs a food pantry, and we're just going to donate it to the needy over there. So just in 3 days, $2,047. You know how long it took me to do this, to set this up? Here's different screen share. Let me just flip over to another screen. And so this way you can see that. Which screen is it here? Maybe it's the same one. And oh, here we go. This is the other page. I'll show you how I did it. Now, Victor, don't criticize me on this because it's intentional to be ugly. Okay.
Hey, if it works.
It works, but it's meant to be ugly so people can relate to it, right?
Yeah.
So I put this page up in 15 minutes, okay? I did this video. It took like 5 minutes to make the video, whatever it was, like a minute and 30-second video. And why I do it that way, why I put it up on a page this way, why we're doing, and I'm going to go into why. And then if you click on it, it goes over to the cryptocurrency product, okay? And then they obviously would make a purchase on that. Then they have upsells and downsells in this type of thing. So I'm going to describe all of this and the psychology behind it, why they do the way they do. And this is not even my product, but how do you find a product that you want to be in your specific niche if you don't want to create your own product, and how to structure it so this way you get the maximum out of your affiliate efforts. I might have put 20 minutes into this campaign, other than just clicking on a few buttons and sending out some emails and doing a few Facebook posts, maybe 20, 30 minutes, and I made $2,000. Okay? So this is possible, and it starts with the U Digital and learning the knowledge of why things work the way they do. When I was in the restaurant business, I could have just stood back behind the register and took the money, but I wanted to go back in and learn, why do you have to do it this way? How do you make bread and desserts? Why do you have to cook a certain way? So I would get the stuff for the chef, and I did that for 6 months. And then when I switched over to actually cook the food, I learned more than 1 week than I did in 6 months, because I learned the mechanics of why things work the way they do. Then I was able to create my own stuff. So that's what we want to do here with U Digital, U Mentor, and all these other courses and stuff that Victor will teach you as well too, is why things work the way they do. And eventually you'll get up to speed where your skills are going to continue to grow, and then you're going to be unstoppable because you can start doing your own thing, and you can be really creative in the things you're doing. So just to share that with you and show you what's possible, this will be next week on a live Zoomcast. We'll show you all the stats. This is actually ending tonight at midnight. So all the stats that are on there, how it worked, the whole flow thing, when I started, when I finished, and all that kind of stuff, and how the whole thing worked, and we'll go over and dissect that. So if you want to be part of that, if you get that product, it's going to be like a workbook for you. So we'll take that product. I'll go with my product. I have it. I bought it. If you have your product, we'll say, okay, go over here. If you do this, you change that, and you're going to actually know how to do this once we're done with that campaign. Okay? So just a little tidbit of information is such a valuable stuff. And that's what makes us different than other people. They're not going to show you that stuff. There's campaigns that I've seen out there that they charge tens of thousands of dollars to teach you that type of thing. So we want to teach that, and that's just one small segment of the whole academy, and just a small segment of within the actual U Digital, which there's a lot more stuff we'll be giving you as well too. So Joe, let me turn it back over to you.
And Peter, if I may, I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's a thunderstorm coming through here. I love that.
Okay.
But here's what I want to share with you guys. If you're serious about getting on board with this crypto thing, where you can go and you can still participate, go to peterwolfing.com/crypto. And all the information is there. It's simple. It was $8. I did get the upsell, but it's really exciting. I'm looking forward to really learning how to do this. I've heard about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Again, I know there are a lot of us here who've heard about it, but where do you go? How do you even begin? How do you even begin in a safe place where you're going to know that you're taken care of the right way? That's the community, and that's what this is about. And there's something really interesting that just dawned on me. We've been together for 50 minutes. We've heard from people. Susan's here, amazing story, and Victor talking about the history, talking about what you can bring to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't it interesting that we haven't talked about pricing or the business side of the opportunity?
Right.
You know, it's really,
Well,
really
that's
cool.
inside of a PDF that you're
But it's really a cool thing. You know what I mean? When money doesn't matter,
Right.
I can speak for this group of individuals here, and the reason that money doesn't matter is because these, by and large, are the people who are responsible for your economy. And so they know that, you know what, the money's out there, the money's going to come in, there's more than enough, abundance, prosperity thinking. And so that's what we're talking about. But the reality of the situation is this is a very, very robust compensation model. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow morning, on Friday morning, on U Radio Live, bring a notepad and I'll walk you through the details of the compensation plan. For those of you who are wondering, it is a direct pay, direct sales program, and the sales guy or the representative keeps 100% of the commission 100% of the time, with the exception of the one pass-up sale. And we'll go into some detail on that tomorrow, but rest assured, the money is huge. It goes from $25 to $50,000. Really, really robust. But let's get back to what really matters, and that's the people and the culture and what's going on here. Victor, you were going to share with us, we've only got 7 or 8 minutes left here. You're going to share with us something about the funnel project, UFunnel. Is that correct?
Yeah. But before I go into that, I wanted to address one of the questions that someone came in here. It says, I'm happy that you are all veterans. Well, what is the 6-month average if you do the work and follow the plan you give? Now, let me address that in a different way. I want to share a story from one of my favorite books called Extreme Ownership. You'll notice that what I fill my space with is research materials, because my number one value is learning and teaching what I learn, practicing things and testing things. Money is not the number one value in my world. It's teaching people and helping others. So one of the stories inside of here is about the Navy SEALs. And the Navy SEALs have this program called Hell Week. Peter, have you ever heard of Hell Week?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, picture this. There are maybe a dozen teams of like 8 Marines that are all going into these boats. And for 7 days, they have to go through hell. They have to carry the boats up hills. They have to go through mud. They have to cross rivers. Here's the interesting thing. They're, of course, monitoring them from satellites and things like that, so they know what's going on. The losing team, there was one team that was like really far back, really, really far back in this story. It's a true story. So the commander decided, you know what? I'm going to intercede. It's a training exercise. Training means you take something and you intervene. He made an intervention. Intervention is very, very important. So he took the commander of the winning team and swapped it with the losing team. And that's where the breakthrough happened. See, Peter Wolfing is our commander. Guess what happened to the team? They didn't win, but they placed second. So it goes to show that when you take a good leader, someone who understands leadership, tactics, strategies, is doing it themselves. I mean, Peter, you can share at the end of this how many millions of dollars you've generated in your career. Would you like to have a leader like that as your boat captain? And would you follow the instructions your boat captain gives you? I'm following Peter's instructions. That's where my heart's at. So I just wanted to say that. And since I have 6 minutes left, How would you like a preview of what I'm going to be sharing tomorrow?
That's an awesome story.
All right.
I love that story.
Yeah, have you read this book, Extreme Ownership?
I haven't. I've looked at and read some other stories about Navy SEALs and what they go through. It's amazing.
Oh, it's
incredible.
It's so inspiring, and that's really the core of marketing. By the way, my mentor, my friend, he did the #1 product in JVZoo of all time. He did the launch for that. So when I want to learn about JVZoo, I give him a call. More on that later. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let me go into, who would like to know everything you need to know about digital marketing? Who would like to know that? Okay, this is everything you need to know about digital marketing. You can learn from Dr. Dolittle and Jeopardy. That's it. Okay. Now let me distinguish that. Dr. Dolittle, there has a push me, pull you. Everything in the universe, even quantum physicists are finding this is balance. Whenever you see these offers, hey, download this thing for free, get email for free. Do you know that the people who provide email services for free, they profit on average around $200 a month per account? So think about it. There's always balance being created in the universe. So there's a push me, pull you. There's PR and advertising, which are push strategies. And then there's search, which is a pull strategy. Now, search used to be a lot more dominant than it is right now. That's been replaced by Facebook. So the strategies that I teach inside of the uBrand product are a combination of PR and advertising. We haven't really gotten even into PR yet. My partner is the master of that. I've been focusing on Facebook advertising and a little bit of search. And Joe, you've seen some of my stuff, and Susan, what do you think about what I've taught you so far? And this is just like maybe the beginner tip of the iceberg of what I actually have to show you guys.
Susan?
Yeah.
Oh, it's excellent. It's very excellent and relevant training and content.
And I can say it is like, well, on Victor's recommendation, just a couple days ago, Digital Marketing for Dummies. I've learned more in the last couple days working with you, Victor, than I have known in my entire relationship with digital marketing and Facebook. For real. That's for real.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So search is the next big horizon that we need to cover. Because when people hear about you on Facebook, what are they going to do? They're going to Google you. It's going to matter. Have you written a book? Are you a published author? Peter has an amazing program on getting published. That is, I don't know, what product is that inside of, Peter?
uBrand.
uBrand. Friends, everybody who's watching this, get back to the person who sent you here and say, hey, what's uBrand and how do I get started with uBrand? And that's really the level I think is like the minimum level if you're serious about taking this business to the next level. So winning at search is like winning at Jeopardy. You want to be the answer to a question that people are asking. And so here's a little nugget for you. Have you noticed that the emails that get your attention, they build your curiosity but don't exactly tell you what's inside? They cause you to open it. The same thing is with your living funnels or your capture system. The reason we're getting such a high conversion rate on our funnels is because of the kind of questions we have. Liz, who was asking the question earlier today, she came up with the slogan after I showed her all these different funnels, be the entrepreneur you wish to see in the world. And she is my avatar. More on that later. But then Peter said, you know what? Become the entrepreneur you wish to see in the world. And then he came up with another one the other day. I don't remember what it is offhand, but we have all these different headlines. And you can test them to see what works with your audience. And we keep refining them and focusing on them. So there are 3 different audiences. This is more for a visionary type person. Making a fortune within 1 hour meeting would appeal more to a coaching type audience. And then a network marketing audience who has a lot of experience, they want a turnkey system. So the values that people have in their marketing is different. So one size does not fit all. So I want to ask you in the 1 minute we have left, what is your single greatest marketing challenge? And I guarantee you that if we can't answer it or haven't already answered it, we will address it inside of our U faculty trainings and inside of UBrand. So right inside of the chat, what is your single greatest marketing challenge? And these are some of the ones that people said last week. Tech challenge, turning followers into downline members, having enough good content for the list, reaching candidates and closing them, generating leads and contacts. We already addressed all these challenges last week. The statements you make into the chat right now are crucial because I'm going to personally answer and give examples of every single challenge you have tomorrow. And you want to get back to the person who sent you this call with the link for that event. And Joe, I believe you can also announce that if you come to the call, the radio call in the morning, correct?
That's correct. Thank you for mentioning that. We do have a get-together every single weekday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. We get together at something called U Radio Live, uradiolive.com. It's a web-based platform. It's a radio show. We do broadcast to anybody on the internet who has a connection. And if you go to uradiolive.com right now, there's an archive. Every single one of the broadcasts we've done is there. The goal every single day at 12 noon Eastern is to inform you and keep you updated as we move through the pre-launch. We still are in the pre-launch. So every single day we'll give you updates live in real time as they come in from Peter and from the technology team. We also have an opportunity to open it up and hear from other people around the community who are having results, asking questions. And it's also a great opportunity for each and every one of us to invite candidates, people who are really serious about getting started. Come, bring them out, okay? Invite them because they can get their questions answered. They will hear Peter shows up three times a week with something really, really cool and innovative. And we have special events. You know, you mentioned we have an event tomorrow. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, digitalwheaties.com. It really is a cool place to get your questions answered and stay connected to the community, because that's first and foremost is our community. It looks like we're out of time here. I want to thank everyone who joined us. I want to thank you, Susan. You're awesome. Susan is angelic. I've known her for a while. She actually came to my house in Arizona for some brainstorming, and she's just like floating around through there. She's so cool. We did some work. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for everything you bring to the table. And Victor, I can't thank you enough for the work and for taking me under your wing and showing me how to actually, you know, do the Facebook play and make it profitable. And Peter, I'm going to pass it to you for the final word here today. Peter, you are the leader. And somebody once said to me that an organization, a group, only will grow as big as the shadow cast by its leader. And dude, you have got a big. I'm all the way in Arizona. What, 2,000 miles from New York, and I'm in the shade right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, he's the boat captain, and we're all carrying this boat, man.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thanks for those kind words. Guys, if you're here for the first time and you haven't joined yet, you have a big decision to make. You know, they say that you have two major opportunities in your life, and if you're over 40, you missed one. And we feel that this is one such opportunity where you have the history that we've already proven that works, and you're in an opportunity that is here for the taking. It's simple. The risk is minimal. The upside is huge. You'll be able to actually increase your skills as you go. So this way you will be unstoppable, and you can have the skills necessary to say, and the confidence to say, listen, if I'm dropped anywhere in the world, I can make money, because the internet's not going away. This vehicle out there with this technology is not going away. It's only going to get better and better. And you can either be swept away by technology, or you can embrace it and be pushed along with the winds of technology, instead of going, as Jim Rohn says, dashed against the rocks. So one of the things that I learned is a very famous saying by Wayne Gretzky. I'm sure maybe many of you have heard it, that I don't actually go to where the puck is, I go to where the puck is going to go. And you have to have the vision and the anticipation of where that's going. You don't have to worry about that. That's our job here at the company, to see that vision, to be able to go and direct that. All you need to do is to spread the word, to learn and get your skills higher, so this way you can earn more income for yourself and your family, and we'll take care of the rest. It's that simple. We got everything handled over here, and we're doing what we love to do to run a world-class opportunity that you can be proud to call your own, that you can be proud to be part of. So get back to the person that introduced you. They'll be happy to answer any remaining questions. Look forward to seeing you on another Zoomcast and on the radio show coming up and all the different events we have. So this is just tip of the iceberg. We're going to have events going on all the time as we start to get closer to our launch and then grow as we go from there. So thanks, Victor, Susan, Joe. Thank you very much, everybody. Look forward to catch you later. See you on the next broadcast.
You guys.
Thank you, Peter.
All right. Live long and prosper.